All right. What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone is doing well, making sure that my broadcast is coming in nice and clear, and I am here to talk about the Trump conviction. 34 felonies of the hush money trial. 34 felonies. 34 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34 felonies. 34 felonies. And it has been interesting to me because I'll just say it like this. I want to see I'm glad that he got convicted. Um I'm hoping for two things. I hope that he goes to jail, and I hope that he gets elected president. Now, people might be looking at me crazy, like, how could you want those two things? To tell you the truth, I really don't care too much about Trump. What I do care is about the constitutional challenges that this conviction and the whole Trump ordeal, what it all means. So first off, if they are convicted of a crime, if the former president is convicted of a crime, first time we've ever had that. Two, first time that a president has been convicted of felonies, and this many felonies. And I'm looking forward to the first time a president being put in jail. While it is very unlikely that President Trump will be put in jail, what it means is that being in jail, you get Secret Service protection. So, how would that work? Getting Secret Service protection while you're in jail. That is a challenge that we have never experienced. And what it also brings to us is this idea of what it takes, who's qualified to be president, and also who's qualified to vote. Now, with Trump being convicted of these 34 felonies, him now being a felon, even though the possibility of going to jail is always there, it's not likely that he's going to go to jail, which cool. But the most important part is Trump winning with these felonies. Why? Why is that important? Right? Let's think about it. You have Trump saying that this was a sham, scam trial, saying that this is a rigged trial, that it is unfair, that the system was set up against him, all those different things, right? However, you also have conservatives, quote unquote, Republicans, quote unquote, saying the same thing, that this was a sham trial, this was a scam trial, that there was an injustice being done, that the criminal justice system is crooked, and that regardless of the evidence, like if they want to get you, they're going to get you. And I know particularly criminal justice advocates like myself and criminal justice advocates that are black like myself are saying, like, yeah, that's what we've been saying all along. We've been saying that this is a rigged system, that this is a system that prioritizes putting people in jail, a system that discriminates against people just because someone might have a vendetta against them, just because someone feels a certain way about them, regardless of the evidence, and that they will do anything and everything, even if it means violating the law, twisting the law, violating your constitutional rights in order to do it. Wow. conservative and Republican America. The same thing that we have been saying, the same thing that black quote unquote social justice warriors, the same thing that black social justice and community justice advocates have been talking about, you're now experiencing. Let's flip that. Let's flip that the other way. According to our Republican and conservative brothers and sisters, right, in America, they would say if you had your day in court and a jury found you guilty, that should be it, right? That you are a criminal and you should be treated as such. And that depending on what state that you live in, felonies can prevent you from voting. You know what? If Donald Trump would have followed the law, he wouldn't be getting in any trouble. These are the same talking points that are said to young black men, young black youth who have been caught up in the criminal justice system. There is no sympathy from people who, quote unquote, are tough on crime. Wow. That you now are a victim of the very thing that you said is fair. So you're telling me that it's fair, it's a rigged system when it doesn't work for you, but it's a fair system when it works against people you don't like, you don't agree with, or you don't empathize with. That is the hypocrisy that is being demonstrated in this Trump trial, in his conviction. And I'm here for all of it. I'm here for all of it. But that hypocrisy isn't just on the Republican or conservative side. That hypocrisy is also on the quote unquote liberal and Democrat side. What do I mean? The same people who have been yelling for years, the system is rigged. The system is rigged against black people. The system is discriminatory. The system is unjust. People do not get their fair day in court because you have politically motivated, politically ambitious prosecutors and insensitive judges that do not care. And so they will just charge you. The prosecutors will charge you with anything, and the judge will find you guilty of anything. Oh, and guess what? You won't be, these people do not have juries of their peers. Now, all of a sudden, when someone that they don't like, President Donald Trump, is convicted, now all of a sudden that system works. Now all of a sudden that system is justice is served. I have a big problem with American hypocrisy. I have a big problem with it. Why? Because American hypocrisy causes your system to disintegrate. Have you ever ridden on a car whose wheels were unbalanced? The reason why it's so important to get your tires and your wheels balanced is because they're moving at such high speed that if the wheels aren't perfectly balanced, you can actually destroy your car faster than if they were balanced. And when you have a system that's moving and a lot of things are rotating at once, you want everything moving. You want everything balanced as much as possible so you can have as smooth a ride as possible. Where now, when you have a system, when you have a car that has unbalanced wheels, it will destroy itself. There's a thing called the resonant frequency. You just begin to resonate, and you get into that frequency, that harmonics. You get into that harmonic range, and it just starts breaking on itself. It builds on itself and finally breaks. If you've ever seen videos of the bridges that will all of a sudden go into a harmonic frequency, into their harmonic frequency, and then break, same concept. Well, in an unbalanced system where you have so many moving parts, in an unbalanced system like our judicial system, in our prosecutorial system, in our criminal justice system, right? You have prosecutors, you have judges, you have defendants, you have defense attorneys, you have bailiffs, you have investigators, you have the FBI, you have the Homeland Security investigations, you have all these different pieces and bodies and people joining into this system. And the moment that things start moving in an unbalanced fashion, in a discriminatory fashion, in a unfair fashion, with all those moving parts, you will start to get into a destructive harmonic frequency. A destructive harmonic frequency. The system that you're depending on with your life is now destroying itself because of its own imbalance. What's good for young black children, a criminal justice system that is good for young black children, young disenfranchised children, children of lower socioeconomic status, that same system that is able to convict them with felonies and misdemeanors and ruin their lives should be the same system that works for white male billionaires. If it is good for the goose, it should be good for the gander. It must be good for the gander. Check your heart. Check your heart, liberals. Check your heart, conservatives. Check your heart, Democrats. Check your heart, Republicans. What's good for the goose should be and must be good for the gander. Let's look at it. In this case, we saw that even when you have the best lawyers, you will lose in a rigged system. So you can have the best lawyers, and if you believe that the system is rigged, then it doesn't matter what you do. Or if the system is fair, right? If the system is fair and you have the best representation, the absolute best representation, then the case should fall apart on the facts. If it's not true. It is amazing the allowances that we will make for people that we like versus the things that we will condemn, the allowances that we will give to people that we like versus the things that we will condemn in the people that we don't like. And then when we see those exact same things, the things that we condemn in others, in the people that we do like, all of a sudden it's forgivable. That's a problem. You do not have integrity in a system like that. And each side is over here trying to claim that they're on the right side of justice. Look, both of you on the wrong side of BS. Okay, let's get that clear. You know, I really don't really don't care about Trump, particularly as a person. I mean, what do I mean by that? I don't love the guy. I don't hate the guy either. It just is what it is. America is deciding who they want to be president. This trial is this trial, people have literally already chosen their sides. They've already chosen their sides. They don't care if Trump has felonies, but they care. The same people who don't care if Trump has felonies are the same people who will look down on, villainize, and demonize young black men who have felony records. Right? The same people. And they'll make the differentiation of, well, their crimes are for selling drugs, or some violent offense, or something, whatever you can get a felony for, right? But couldn't it be argued that a man of President Trump's stature shouldn't have any inkling of illegal activity, or anything that even has the appearance of illegal activity, and to be caught with 34 and to catch 34 felonies? Come on, man. You'll villainize young black men, but you'll forgive Trump, and you expect a fair system. Crazy. Let me get into this last little bit, right? Some will say that Trump, the hush money was a victimless crime, right? But the thing about quote unquote victimless crimes is, isn't it a crime against society because all of society is affected by it? More specifically, it's a crime not because we can identify a specific victim. It's a crime because we do not want our society, we do not want individuals at large, we do not want large groups of people thinking that it is okay to engage in this kind of behavior. And what kind of behavior? What kind of behavior was that? Right? Utilizing campaign funds to keep a Stormy Daniels, who, I don't know, in the adult attainment, an adult entertainer. There we go. How about that? Paying off Stormy Daniels, an adult entertainer, to make sure that this embarrassing affair does not get back to his wife or the general public. Right? It's like, did Donald Trump intend to hurt anybody? No. But he intended to hide a potentially embarrassing affair from his wife in the public. And the problem with that is that there's so many people who can relate to Trump. There's so many people who can relate to that. Can they relate to, paying $130,000 to keep an adult entertainer quiet? No, but they can relate to trying to keep a $200-$300 room charge off of their credit card from their wives when they were out sneaking out, or their husbands while they were out sneaking out. So much of what Trump is experiencing, everyday people experience. Everyday people can relate. Not to the experience specifically, but to the experience generally. I'm going to use some more talking points. No one forced Donald Trump to make hush money payments. The same way that people say, no one forced so-and-so to commit these crimes, to do these acts. And I really believe that conservatives, tough on crime conservatives, are having to eat their words, as they should. As they should. The kind of grace you will receive, mercy and grace, in the measure that you give it. And the moment that you stop giving it, you should be very afraid of when it's your time, and when it's your turn to being on the receiving end of mercy and grace. America has to do better. America has to do so much better. So much better. And the only way America gets better is if America is honest about her hypocrisy. The hypocrisy, or what we know as a double standard in its criminal justice system. It's double standard in how Black men are incarcerated at higher rates than any other demographic group. The hypocrisy of when Black men are criminalized at much higher rates than any other demographic. Black men are looking at this trial and well, if he did it, why did they take so long to come after him? If he did it, why they gotta hit him with 34 of them though? And if he didn't do it, goodness gracious, this man got railroaded like so many other people that we know, that we've heard about. I have said it before. I said it in 2019, 2020, that when you have double standards in your system, in dynamic systems like we have, in like dynamic systems that we have in our criminal justice system, those inequities, those inequalities create disturbances. It creates instability. And an unstable system that is moving cannot and will not last. We have to do better, America. It has to be about justice, not party, not person, justice. Dr. Jamar Montgomery, here with my take on the Donald J. Trump conviction. Y'all take care.